Hello and welcome to Mid-American Gardener. We are so glad that you have joined us. We're here to talk about plants, plants, and more plants. So you're in the right spot. By the way, my name is Diane Nolan and I teach horticulture at the University of Illinois in the Plant Science Lab in the Crop Sciences Department. So I will answer questions about cut flowers and maybe a little bit about perennials, but we've got three talented folks here. So we have to find out who they are and a little bit of their expertise, and then they're going to go right into some emails and maybe show and tell. Mark Kemp, let's start first with you.
Okay. I am a landscape architect, and I can answer some questions on trees, shrubs, perennials, landscape design. I have an email here from a viewer that is getting ready to move, looks like mid-August, and they are asking if they could take several plants with them. They have lots of variety from red roses, lilacs, peonies, wisteria, winged euonymus, and they state that these plants are well aged at 25 years ago. They discuss that they'd like to take them to their new home and that the current landscape is well overplanted. And so in general, I would just like to talk about transplanting in general is a challenge in the sense that it's timing based. So if you're moving a distance, it doesn't really state, it's going to be a challenge to keep those watered throughout the transplant process. So that would be a concern. So I wouldn't overdo it. I wouldn't try and take everything. So I'd kind of pinpoint the plants that you know you want and are probably in the way at the current location, and just kind of concentrate there, because a lot of these plants are pretty inexpensive and you could buy new ones, the ones that you like the most at your other residence. But you want to keep them moist throughout the transplant process. You want to get as much of the root ball as you can, which then impedes taking too many of them because of weight and volume. If it was a rare plant, that might be something you would zero in on, but some of the others just kind of start fresh and anew. So.
You have to admire their ingenuity and their motivation, though.
Take the whole landscape
Unless you're
with
the
them.
person buying that house.
Well,
although they said it was overplanted.
Yeah, they would just thin.
And you could help both that way. If it was
That's true.
overplanted, by taking those ones that look out of place or overgrown, start fresh there and move one or two of them, but I
Okay.
wouldn't move them all.
And the less
Very
foliage
good.
on a plant that you take, the better. So if you have the opportunity to trim it back hard, we always trim them back as much as we can, and we use anti-transpirant like a wilt proof and spray that, and that helps things move when you probably shouldn't move them. We have a real good success rate when we trim back, spray it with that.
Are you saying you do that when you
Oh, well, sometimes you don't always
Yes.
move.
We all.
Yeah.
Haven't we all?
I always
don't,
do
man.
this.
You
Do
can't
not
just
try
move
this
in March
unless you're a
and
professional.
September. So, yeah.
But once you've done it a lot, you could be a professional.
You
Okay, let's go to the lady in the middle, Sandy
Thank you very
Mason.
much. I'm Sandy Mason. I'm with the University of Illinois Extension. I'm the State Master Gardener Coordinator. And so I'll handle questions, probably whatever these guys don't want to handle, but pretty much anything green and growing, I'll take a stab at. And actually, I brought a show and tell today, and it is one of those things I think it's a plant we hear a lot about these days. And this is actually the common milkweed. And when I must admit, when I was a kid, this was like, weed was absolutely in its name, because I used to walk beans like a lot of kids did. And we actually hoed weeds out of the beans. And I hated milkweed because it took forever to get rid of. And so it really was truly a weed, and I felt like it was a weed. Now we talk about it more and more in the sense that it is a plant that we need, or at least the milkweeds are something that we need for monarchs, because as we know, monarchs, they lay their eggs on milkweeds. And so that is one of the plants that they need. Certainly common milkweed might be one of those options that you might have, but there are a number of other milkweeds out there that I think are probably a little bit better landscape plant. I kind of like this one. It has kind of a fragrant flower and stuff, which is nice, but there's some nice ones I think that are a little bit better in the landscape. I actually like swamp milkweed, which is really a nice one, kind of a pink flower, a little bit taller, likes those wetter areas, and even butterfly weed. And those are also native plants, but I just think they're maybe a little bit better for a landscape situation. So kind of look into some of those other milkweeds if you're really thinking about monarchs and want to make sure that you have plenty of plants out there for the caterpillars. So just one of those plants I thought people might think of.
Okay, well, that milkweed is sculptural.
That one is very sculptural. And I will say, a lot of times on this one, you'll see all kinds of other insects like aphids and everything else. And that's why I think sometimes the other ones are a little bit nicer for landscape situations. So.
Okay, well, thank you.
Sure.
And now let's go to you, Shane Cultra.
Hi, I'm Shane Coulter. I'm one of the family owners of Country Arbors Nursery in Urbana, Illinois and Onarga, Illinois. And we have retail shops and we grow plants as well. So I can answer questions on perennials, trees, and shrubs. And I answer a lot of questions on why things don't look good without water this summer. So I've gotten pretty good at that. And we grow 500 varieties of perennials, so I get to see a lot of different perennials over the years and how they overwinter and what they look like. And people ask me my favorite, and there's so many I actually don't pick out favorites, but there are two plants that I really like, and Coral Bell or Heuchera is one of my favorite. And this one's called Forever Purple. And it's one of the most shiny, vibrant coral bells we sell. It really just shines all the time when the light catches it. It's really pretty. And when you walk across 100 different plants and see something that catches your eye, you know it's a good plant. And this is one that does every time I walk by it. And the second plant I brought was a form of Coreopsis. And about 10 years ago, the red Coreopsis came to market and everybody loved it, but it turned out it wasn't very hardy. And they've gotten much hardier over the years. And this variety here is just a beautiful, beautiful Mercury Rising is the name of it. And it's a true red, and that color comes on pretty early. Some turn red in the cool season and kind of fooled everybody, so when they come out they're yellow, but this one stays red from day one. So it's a beautiful plant, comes back real strong for us. So if you're looking for a different color, and reds are hard to find in the garden, this is a really good plant.
Great combination too. I like these two. Good job. Thank you very much, all of you, for those. And now let's go to the phone lines, and we're going to start first with Richard's question about tomatoes on line 2. Hi, Richard.
Good evening.
Hi there.
Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome.
You got some wonderful people on there tonight with some great expertise, and I'm sure they can answer my simple question.
No pressure. Let's
I
go for
I
it.
told you my family would call.
I just left my garden about a half hour ago, and I've got about 25 tomato plants, and they've been very great, big tomatoes and all. But I staggered them, and I planted about 15 of them early in April, and I had them covered and so on and so forth. But I had about 8 or 10 other ones, and I went out there and I noticed that one of my tomato plants, that just one out of all of those, it looked like somebody took a knife and cut them about an inch off of the main stem. And I'm just was wondering what that is. And I'll get off of here so I can listen to all you wonderful people.
So
Wow,
cut the tomato
an
off?
inch
Did I
off
understand
the
that?
main stem. Sounds like the whole stem.
They're cut about an inch away from the stem, inch and a half. Every one of them.
On just one plant.
Pardon?
It was just the one plant.
Just a one plant. Yeah, it was the last one I looked at. So I'm not too bad off as long as the rest of them will stay healthy.
So, but it cut the main stem, so something actually like chewed on it?
Does it look sharply cut or does it look chewed?
No, I didn't look at them that close, but they might be somewhat chewed, so to speak. Like I didn't notice them too much chewy. Like it looked like they was cut fairly clean.
Because usually squirrels
if
go for
you-
tomatoes.
Yeah,
Would they
but
go
I even
for
wonder
all-
about rabbits. I've had rabbits go for my tomatoes from time to time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to get off here. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah. So yeah, if it's a rough cut or a gnarled, it would probably be animal. But if it's
Yes.
clean, could be your neighbor. Who knows?
Yeah.
I was hoping to
Although
eliminate
rabbits-
that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why.
Although rabbits,
Not that your neighbor.
yeah, rabbits have a pretty amazingly clean cut. I've always been amazed at how well.
So
they're
it
able
could
to
be
clean.
one of
I'm
those-
surprised that this late in the season. I always have the rabbits go for them early in the season. Sometimes when
And
there's nothing
squirrels
else to
usually
eat.
go more for the fruit.
And the squirrels
Yeah.
go more for the fruit, but it sure sounds like an animal.
And the squirrel would probably carry it away, whereas the rabbit would. A lot of it would be still on the ground.
yeah, so you
Yeah.
can go
Oh, you never
from
know.
that if it's
A critter, though, most
yeah,
likely.
Yeah.
it's a critter. How's that?
Might
It's a
want to
critter.
do, yeah.
Okay.
Start looking.
All right.
Start
Well,
looking.
thank you for that question. Now let's go to Marge's question, and it's about her houseplants, line 3. Hi, Marge.
Hello. I have gnats in my house plants, and I've had them last year too, but I've had house plants for years and never had any problem. I've got some of those yellow sticky strips that I put in the pots, and they catch some of them, but why do I have them? How can I get rid of them?
So what kind of plants do you have? What kind
Well, I
of
have all sorts. I got about 17 house plants.
Oh, so,
So a
wide variety of
variety.
things. Yeah,
A wide variety, yes.
yeah. Usually because one thing it could be is fungus gnats, because you certainly can get fungus gnats, and it is something they'll actually breed in the soil when it's wet. And so that's why I was asking about what type of plant. Because if you have a plant where you're really trying to keep it moist, like say ferns or something, where you're really trying to keep them moist because you really don't want them to dry out, that's where I have often seen it, where you just never let them dry out too much. So typically it's one of those things. So I don't know if you have a plant that kind of fits in that category. So either if it's a plant you can let it dry, let the soil really dry a little bit, that would help immensely. If you just don't feel like whatever plant you have, you don't feel like you can go ahead and do that, then you might actually want to transplant it, maybe just get some different soil. But typically it's always, something they're just breeding in the soil itself, and it's typically always associated with moisture of some kind.
Is there a better type of potting soil I should get? I never used to have problems.
Yeah, I would still think about the watering, and just to make sure that you don't have issues with things with watering, or maybe even debris at the bottom. I don't know if you have them double potted. Sometimes you have double potted, get little leaves and stuff in the debris in the second pot. That certainly could do it. So I would just kind of watch that first. If you haven't transplanted them in a while, you might think about transplanting. But I generally go with any of those soil mixes or soilless mixes. I think you get what you pay for with a lot of those. So they're really, really cheap mixes. Soil mixes just tend to not be very good from what I've seen.
So step it up a notch or
Yeah,
two.
so you might really think about some really
Can't
good quality
find good
soil.
ones that don't have fertilizer in them, though.
Pardon, I'm sorry?
It seems all like the good ones all have fertilizer in them.
Right, which helps to some extent, but generally it is one of those things that you kind of get what you pay for. So I don't know of any of them right off hand that you might think of that doesn't have fertilizer in it, but I would think you could probably find one if you feel like you don't want to go that route.
Be sure to ask. I'm sure they should have them.
Yeah, but that soil where it's just lots and lots and lots of soil and like 2 pieces of perlite in the whole bag, that's not good.
I
That's
know a
not
nursery
good.
that has.
Yeah, and there's
some-
organic mixes that
yeah.
don't have.
Okay.
They just have
For
organic
house
fertilizer.
plants?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
perfect for house plants.
Okay,
yeah.
there you go.
Okay, so try that and the watering.
Yep.
But the watering first.
Yeah.
Yeah, get rid
Okay.
of the
Yep,
bad soil.
let it
Great.
dry.
Well, thank you for your
Well,
question.
thank you.
Sure.
Thank you. Well, let's go to CJ's question on line 4, and I think it's about bald cypress, but I could be wrong. Hi, CJ.
Hi.
What's your
Thanks
question?
for taking.
Oh, you're
My
welcome.
question is, I have a young cypress we planted in the spring, and I know it's going to lose its leaves, but it's started turning dark, red, brown color on some of the leaves. Is that because of the moisture? Not getting enough rain this year, or is
Yeah,
it?
we sell a variety. I have one in my front yard. Yeah, that's from the drought. That's it's actually gotten burnt a little, being so dry. That yellow foliage tends to burn first. So we and I know that just because I walked one in the lot today. I was trying to tell someone how much I loved it. When I turned the corner, it was a little more brown than I remember. So
Okay.
that's very common. My one in the front yard actually doesn't look as bad, but I made sure to keep that moist, and you can do the same thing next year if you remember. But like I joked earlier in the show, it's just a common thing. We have busy lives, and you just forget to water every single thing,
Right.
especially a tree.
Inconsistency will-
Inconsistent. It's been tough. It's
Right.
it's not been a fair fight, and it's not going to hurt the cypress at all as long as you maintain it,
Good.
from this point on.
Okay.
And it'll be
Great.
just fine. It's a beautiful, beautiful tree.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the key there,
We're enjoying it.
you had said water. Drought will give you similar symptoms, so that stress is showing itself in the coloration and the burning of the leaves.
Just think of the red as a cultivar. There you go. And then it'll revert back to the regular plant next year if we get nice water. Okay, well, let's go on. Tammy has a question for us, and surprise, this is about hydrangeas. We usually have one every show. Let's go to line 5 with Tammy. Hi there.
Hi, thank you so much for taking my call.
You're welcome.
I was calling because I have some hydrangeas outside, and I've had them for maybe 5 years or so, and they've always bloomed beautifully, 3 different colors, like blue and pink and cream color, and they'd be full of flowers. Well, this summer and last summer, I have not gotten one bloom, and I don't know if it's something I did or if they just go through phases where they don't bloom. So I'm not sure what to do with it.
Okay, the hydrangea question. Go for it.
Yeah, you want to.
I think Shane loves to talk about
Well,
it.
I know.
Mark, you can all take
I can
turns.
almost guarantee
We
you have
always pipe it.
endless summer this year, because endless summer has bloomed very poorly this year, and it was pretty weak last year. So I almost can guarantee. And the other thing is you had the 3 colors. That means your acid levels are right at that pink kind of blue with a little purple in it as well. So that kind of tells me that you're in that endless summer. So it's kind of difficult to tell somebody how to prepare for the winter because we never know how the winter's going to be. But in general, what I found that I can get them to bloom better, and you have to be careful, is to really bring back the acid on it. Now, we're always telling people to use acid for flower color, and that is different than fertilizer. But if you want to force blooms, I found that going heavy on the acid, being careful not to burn the leaves because I take them right to that level, but I do that and they bloom much better in 3 or 4 times a year if I do that. And I simply do that by mixing it in water, pouring it on the plant, and watching the flower color. And if it's not deep, I do it again and I do it again until I get the color, like a really deep, dark blue color.
How much in between?
Now, if it's not blooming, you can't tell that.
Right.
But again, I read the instructions, but I'm mixing it. You know, I'm taking a half of the amount and putting that in some water and putting it on there. And I have burnt the leaves before and not killed the plant, but I know I've gotten a little too acidic when the leaves at the tip start turning, crisping up a little bit.
Do they waver too like
that? They
that?
waver just like my hand. But it does work well for getting them to bloom when it comes to endless summer. If it's another variety, I haven't tested that and I can't really give you much information.
I was told that I shouldn't cut them back because that could prevent blooming. Is that true?
Well, endless summer is the old ones, they bloom on old wood, so you want to keep some old wood. But endless summer is supposed to be both. But what we're finding is a little bit of each old wood and new wood gets you a much better bloom. But yeah, generally not cutting it back to the ground is a great idea if you want anything to bloom.
But you can deadhead.
But the key there is knowing what hydrangea you do have. Because somebody might be giving you advice on another hydrangea that you could be pruning away.
Which is good advice for that other hydrangea. It may not be yours though.
Right. So what I always say with hydrangeas, save the label, save the label, save the label, because if you have questions about it, you're going to need to go back to what species it is, because we have like 5 different species of hydrangeas.
Whether it blooms on new growth, old growth.
Yeah.
So save the label.
Okay. There you go. Some homework. Bye.
Okay, well,
Thank you
so much.
Okay, let's go to Hal's question about a holly, and he is on line 6. Hi, Hal. Line 6, are you there?
I used to have 2 Blue Boy hollies about 20 years old and 5 feet high.
Wow.
And I got home yesterday and found that a contractor who had been doing some work on the house cut one of them down to about 8 inches and the other one, most of it down to about 8 inches, and left a few of the longer shoots on. Are they done for?
Oh, that is so sad.
I'm so sorry. First, our condolences.
Oh, but you do have some shoots.
Yeah, I think that there's still hope. Don't you think?
Yeah, they're not done, but it's like somebody crashing your car. You can drive it home, but it doesn't look that good.
Wow. But hopefully the ones with the shoots, I would give it some water. It is
definitely.
Take away any stress from here on out.
It's not one you think of rejuvenating, but
No,
it
not
may
that severe.
force all those roots are still active and going.
Yeah,
So
I think with some good water, and then you may have to do some shaping later on, to make them look a little bit nicer. But I certainly wouldn't give up on them.
hollies are so.
Then I'd have a talk with your contractor.
Yeah.
Big discount coming.
Okay. Well, we're going to go to the phone lines one more time and then go to emails. Let's go to line 2, and it's a question, and this is a great question about which mums to purchase. Hi, line 2.
Hi, Diane. I have a question. I have bought mums every fall, and, they're kind of a disposable plant because I throw them out because they die. I'd really like to plant some in the ground that would come up every year. Could you give me any ideas of certain ones?
Well, I'm biased, so I guess,
Be biased. Go for it.
The best one is to get the biggest, cheapest, to start with that. But there is something to be said about earlier planting. The sooner you get your mum in the ground, the better chance you have of coming back because it gets a good root system. So you want to be buying your mums now. They may not be the prettiest because they're not in bloom, but they have picture tags and you're going to know exactly what they look like. So that's really the best way to go. There are I don't know what they call them, dendranthemums now, or they
Yeah.
leucanthemum. They've changed the name, but there are hardy mums. They look a little different than your garden mum, but it is a mum with the same flower that 100% comes back, and it's pretty tough to kill. It was called leucanthemum, then dendranthemum, but I think it's back to chrysanthemum.
I think
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah, they've changed it so many times. But if you look for a truly hardy mum, there are some beautiful ones. They bloom much later. They're in October, even November, and they absolutely will come back every year. They will require a little bit trimming, a little more trimming early on if you want to keep them intact, because they can get 2 to 3 feet tall and upwards of 4 feet wide. So that's the two things. Plant your garden mums that you buy cheap for $5, or you can buy the hardy mums, and people buy them all. We sell matchsticks as a beautiful red hardy mum that we sell a lot of.
Okay, so it's a good question now because now you can go out
Yeah, this is the time to get them.
and look for them.
Don't get them in bloom now. It's a little early to be having a forced mum right now.
As
You
long
want
as you can tell the color.
yeah, as long as you
shape.
can tell the color. You don't want all that energy right now. You want it going into the roots, not quite the flower yet.
Okay, thank you for that question. That was a good question. All right, let's go back to you, Mark.
Okay. Have a simple question here. Could you please identify the tree in the following picture? So in the picture, this is kind of going to be twofold. It looks like an ash because it's got a pinnate leaf, but it's hard to tell if it's opposite. So whenever someone sends in a photo to identify a plant, it's beneficial to get a flower if it's in flower, bark as well, stems, other things, because you can't necessarily see the characteristics of a specific variety or plant always. So,
And one entire leaf if it's compound.
right. So like in this case, maybe they cut down the tree and it's growing out of the stump, and you're curious on what it is. If that's the case, it could be an ash, which is not real desirable right now with pests that attack it. But so it's hard to tell sometimes with just a leaf photo or a close-up photo of something else.
Okay. All right, Sandy, you're next.
So along those same lines of plant identification, and I will say at the University of Illinois Extension and with the Master Gardener program, we get a lot of questions about plant identification. And this happens to be from Dennis, and he says that this large weed appeared in the garden. It's about 5 feet, pink flower heads, blooming for 2.5 weeks, never seen it before, and watch your show every
yeah.
week when we broadcast in Chicago. Say, hey, really enjoy your show. And learned a lot. So this is one of those things that sometimes we call these things weeds because they kind of just show up. This happens to be Joe Pye weed.
I love Joe Pye
Joe
weed.
Pye weed. Isn't it great? And so it is one of those. And there are a couple different, actually several different species that will show up in Illinois, Joe Pye weed. And if you actually go to the website and it's just Illinois wildflowers, and then look under Joe Pye weed, and it will give you the different ones that are in Illinois, and then it'll go through more of the descriptions, and if you want to find out more which species you happen to have, but it certainly could be any number of those. So Joe Pye weed is a great plant. They tend to be very tall. They're perennials, great butterfly plant. They love to nectar on it. I love having it, and there are some that actually are a little bit more, like the sweet Joe Pye weed is more in the kind of the shadier woodland kind of area, so we don't know where he lives, or some of them are more in like what you might think of more prairie situations. So great plants, really tall ones. There are some cultivars I think they're a little bit shorter, but so Joe Pye weed. So even though it has weed in its name, it's very deceptive, isn't it? We have
is.
like butterfly weed and
But it
milkweed
makes this
and Joe Pye
beautiful
weed.
mounded.
Great plants.
If you give it space, if you crowd it, it looks kind of.
Yeah, it gets to be pretty big. But there is one called Baby Joe that's a
that's
really
nice
nice compact form of it. It's the exact same look, just shrunk down
Yeah,
a little bit.
yeah.
So if you don't have that giant yard for a Joe Pye
And
weed.
actually, the Chicago Botanic Garden did some perennial trials in their perennial
And they
trial
graded
area
'em.
and graded them. So, and I think they're still up there. So you might check out the Chicago Botanic Garden and see the number of Joe Pye weeds that they have up there. But great plant. You'll see butterflies all over them.
Okay. Well, hey, thank you. And let's go to you, Shane. Do you have a quick email?
I do have a quick one, and guess what? It's on mums. It says,
Oh, good.
my hardy mums are blooming already. The plants are full of blossoms, but it seems a little early. Show you that they do come back and they can come back. So a lot of garden mums bloom much earlier if they're from the previous year. So same thing happens to asters sometimes. in order to get them to bloom in the fall and guarantee that they bloom in the fall and they're nice and mounded, about June 1st all the way to July 4th. If I forget and it's Independence Day, I remember that's the time to trim back my mums. So the mums that have come back and made it, first you celebrate they came back, and then you cut them to the ground. If you cut them to the ground, then by September they're beautiful, mounded, and starting to bloom right when you think they should. But it's very common for them to bloom early.
And that was a quick answer to that. Very good. These are good plant identifications. Well, folks, after 25 years on Mid-American Gardener, I am going to retire from the show. No. And I have so enjoyed my time. It's so. I really learned a lot from the panelists. They've been great. Some have been my students, some have been my professors, industry, lots of colleagues. And thank you to WILL, the staff, and all of you are so creative, and crew. And also, I found out that we have really smart, loyal, and really great viewers. So thank you so much. Now, as for the show, I will be finishing out the summer. So I'm going to still be out through the summer. And then Mid-American Gardener will successfully continue after that with guest hosts and then eventually a new host. As for me, I will be continuing to teach at the University of Illinois in horticulture, and so I'll be around and gardening. So thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.